We, on a Friday, like to talk about, celebratory things in sport. And we're celebrating this morning because Banyana Banyana have done the business out in Algeria. They were playing there in Algiers in a crucial qualifier for the Africa Cup of Nations for the ladies that's coming up in Morocco in July. And I'm joined from Algiers by the national team coach, Desiree Ellis. Des, thank you so much for your time this morning. I suppose, well, we're still celebrating in South Africa. I suppose that's what's happening in Algiers too.
Good morning, Benjamin, and good morning to the viewers and listeners. Well, we're getting ready to depart today. We depart later today. But yes, I think it's only fitting that we celebrate a fantastic achievement, and after celebration, we all take a little break and then we move on because we have a big tournament to prepare for. But it was really a fantastic, a victory over this 2 legs. So everybody's really excited and in good spirits.
Does it erase the pain of missing the Olympics last year at all? All right. Des, I'm not too sure if you can hear me. Does this victory or the qualification for the Nations Cup at all erase the painful memories for you and the team of not making the Olympics?
Look, that will always be in the back of our minds, not making the Olympics, but you use that, that hurt and disappointment to create memories like this one, where you qualify for another major tournament. And yes, it was hard work and tough work for us. But, we planned really well, and the players were magnificent in the way they executed the plan over the 2 legs.
Mm. And the work is not really done, right? We can celebrate and everything, but the ultimate goal, the reason we want to qualify for the Nations Cup is New Zealand and Australia next year, the World Cup.
No, most definitely, we have little tournaments within the tournament where you want to win your first game and go top of the group and qualify for the quarterfinals and then qualify for the semifinals. And once you qualify for the semifinals, you have an automatic spot to the World Cup. The other one is much, much tougher, where you have to go to a federation tournament with all the confederations teams that did not make it. And then obviously the big one, Afcon final, we haven't won it yet, and we've been very close. And I think the same aim for most countries going there. It's going to be a different tournament though. The first time is 12 countries, and unfortunately 2020 was cancelled, so we couldn't test it. So we really, really have to plan and prepare really, really well to make sure first that we get one of those 4 slots, and then to get to the final and try and win the final.
Mm. Are you going to mix it up going to the Nations Cup, perhaps also with the friendly matches that you might get going towards Morocco? We saw you use a few youngsters in the friendly match with Zambia before the crucial matches against Algeria, and then the experienced campaigners came through and did the job. Are you going to mix it up, or are you going with the tried and tested to Morocco?
Look, we needed that friendly. We currently as a team in pre-season. Clubs have only started around about the 15th, 17th of January. So the team is practically in pre-season. So we needed that friendly to get some minutes under our belt and really, really tested us and helped us. As Zambia league is currently active and their players were all in pre-season. We have a couple of overseas-based players like Linda Mutlalo, Lebogang Ramalepi, as well as Karabo Dlamini, who are also in pre-season. You have Refiu Vejani, who arrived late in Italy due to COVID and missed some of the games. You have Tembi Khatlana, who's come back from injury and only got a couple of minutes and played 60-odd minutes not too long ago. So this is the first 90 minutes in a long while. So it was really tough on the players, but I think they really, really put their best foot forward and really made sure that they got the job done. We always say if you raise your hand, you will get an opportunity. And as you look at the team now, it's a nice mix of youth and experience. Jermaine was not available for this Afcon qualifiers and the Aisha Buhari Cup due to her travel documents not being in order. And we hope that gets, in order really, really soon, because she's really doing great out there in Portugal. You have a player like Bongeka Kamedi, Notolo, who's recovering from injury. Other players who didn't make the squad because we only brought 22 players here. So you have a lot of players that are hopefully coming back, and others who are raising their hands, because we want to select the best players for this final competition. But the door is never closed to anyone. And you've got to make sure that your performance keeps you in the team. In your lack of performance, we have a different conversation. So you want to have a good mix. You also want the energy. You look at failure coming in and really giving us a lot of energy in the first game, when the batteries were a bit flat with the overseas-based players struggling with the heat. And the conditions in Algeria really, really suited them, because that is the current weather in Europe.
And you've got stalwarts in the team, of course, Coach, with the likes of Janine, the likes of Noko. I know Noko Matlo couldn't travel now to Algeria for the second leg. But is there any conversation about any succession plan? They've been in the team for a very long time. Are you looking to have one more go with them? Or is there any plans to keep them for some time still?
Look, they still add value to the team. As you saw, Noko did very well in the first match. Noko actually came in a day before match day -1. And Janine played in this game, and we can use that experience the way we've been using it, really adding value to the team. You have the likes of Bongeka Kamedi, who's also played centre-back, who's now in the last process of a rehab, trying to get back into the team as a centre-back. You have Tisetso Makabela, who's been part of the team for a while. So Tisetso is 25, Bongeka's 22. So there is succession plans. When you look at our left-back, Karabo Dlamini, she's only 20, went with us to the World Cup. You look at Sibulele, likewise, he's only 20. You look at Notolo, he's 21. You look at Gabriel Salgado, he's 23. You look at Linda, he's the same age. So, there is succession plans in giving players an opportunity and making sure that we consistently refresh the national team. We have to make sure that when the one steps out, the other one is ready. And that's what we've been doing over the last couple of years. But the players who raise their hands, obviously, will be the ones that will be selected. But I can tell you now, it's already becoming tougher to select. And that's what you want. You have Asanda, who's 18, who was not here. You have Ntabiseng Magia, who's 17, who was not here. So we're in the process of making sure that there is a succession plan. We're trying to make the core group bigger. As you know, over 2020, we couldn't use our overseas-based players and to rely on local-based players completely. And when we went to the Aisha Buhari Cup, we only had 6 overseas-based players and 12 local players. So we're trying with everything that we have to get the mix right.
All right, Des, thank you so much for your time. We're out of time, unfortunately, but good luck going to the Nations Cup and safe travels back home today. That's the national team coach, Desiree Ellis, after wonderful work done in Algeria qualifying for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations.